Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh to my dearest lecturer, Puan Suraya Ahmad. So, my name is Mashita Binti Muhammad. So, today I'm going to present about collection of zakat in Selangor, Perak and Johor State. So, let's see the topic outline for this presentation. And I'm going to start this presentation with introduction. And next, I'll be explaining about the literature review for my research, for my academic writing, and then I will see the findings and the discussion for this study, and lastly we're going to look at the conclusion of this study and research for my topic zakat collection. Without further ado, let's get started with introduction. So in this introduction, I'll be explaining about the objective, method, and also a bit about findings, because the details of the findings and discussion of this study will be explaining under findings and discussion later. So here is my objective for this study. My objective is to study the zakat collection trend and also create the awareness about zakat, which zakat has many types and all Muslims are obligated to pay regardless age or rank or group. So in this study use qualitative descriptive analysis based on data collected from the annual report and also from the authorized website, and also supported with some readings from news and articles. So for findings, it can be seen that from the graph and chart that there's an increasing trend and decreasing trend, and also there's a fluctuating trends throughout the years from 2017 to 2021, and it will be discussed in details later on. And let's continue with literature review. For my first literature review, titled as Zakat and Blockchain, a review by Khairil and Naziha 2021. So this article is mainly concerned about the technology of blockchain and the zakat management, which to enhance and optimize the collection and the distribution of zakat. So the methodology used in this study is qualitative research, and its findings shows that the combination of blockchain technology and zakat management has increased the transparency about the distribution and collection of zakat funds. Next, for my following literature review, the article's name as Why Do Indonesians Zakat Collection Not as Effective as Malaysia's? By Purtaningsih 2020, which the main purpose of this study is to investigate the practice of zakat collection in Indonesia and Malaysia, which using descriptive research method, and the study has found that the practice is not yet optimal for zakat collection in Indonesia due to lack of strict policies and sanction in the zakat collection. So moving on to the third literature review, the impact of zakat on the economic growth in Malaysia, by Nur Kartina, Ermawati and Musfirah 2020. Main purpose of this study is to see the effects of zakat on financial growth in Malaysia, which has used qualitative descriptive in analyzing the data. The findings found zakat collection will give impact to the economic growth in Malaysia. So lastly, the article assessing the satisfaction level of zakat recipients toward the zakat management by Raja Azrin, Ahmad Marzuki and Muhammad Sofiuddin 2015. Which this paper is to study the medium used by the recipient to gain information about zakat, and also to investigate the satisfaction level of zakat recipients towards the zakat management. This study has distributed 100 questionnaires to the potential respondents and found that zakat has spreaded by words of mouth, and the satisfaction level of the zakat recipients toward the zakat management is quite high. So I will be moving on to the findings and discussion state by state. Starts from Selangor. It can be seen clearly zakat collection in Selangor has an increasing trend by year. Same goes to the zakat collection based on categories in Selangor, but there is a declining or fluctuating trend in categories of business. So let's see first the trends for by years. So let's see the trend in 2021. The significant difference of increasing from previous year. The reason is the pandemic era in 2020 has encouraged the people to earn more. So it continuously happen that people will try to earn more. Thus, zakat collection in Selangor has increased by 8.76%. So let's see trends for categories. So let's look at the zakat collection under business category. It shows the fluctuating trend where for decreasing trend in 2018 happened because there is a misunderstanding about the calculation and method for zakat to be paid. So moving on to the other state, which is Perak. So from the graph shown for trend for zakat collection in Perak, we can say that the trend is fluctuating over the year from year 2017 to 2021. The significant difference in 2019 compares to the previous year is about 17.65%, increasing about RM 200,000 plus. But it started to drop in 2020 by 5.95%, and it keeps declining in 2021 by 6.81%. Looking at zakat collection by categories, biggest portion is accumulated from income and business category. So the fluctuating trends by years has affected by the income and business category, which is have a same trend, which is fluctuating trend. Both of them have fluctuating trends. So declining trends that's significant in 2021, which 7.81%, shows that Perak people are unable to recover from the bad economy since there is a COVID-19 outbreak. So we're moving on to the last state, which is Johor state. Data for zakat collection in Johor is incomplete, but generally I would say that there is an increasing trend from 2017 to 2019, but it started to reduce in 2020 by 3% because as we know, in 2020 we are facing the pandemic or the outbreak of COVID-19. So Johor also affected by the virus outbreak, and the financial condition was bad in Johor. So they are unable to collect more zakat funds. So we are reached to the last part, which is conclusion. In short, the increasing trend shows that the people earn more and they are able to pay zakat, although they are facing the critical conditions such as COVID-19 outbreak, and they are still aware about the obligatory to pay zakat. But unfortunately, there is a small percentage that some people still confused and lack of knowledge about zakat calculation. As a recommendation, I would suggest that all Islamic institutions must take the responsibility to remind the Muslims about the obligatory, about the method, how to calculate, and any related info about zakat regularly. Remind them regularly, and I hope the idea will help to create the awareness and increase the knowledge of zakat in our society, in our Muslim society. And that's all from me. Thank you for listening.